It's the 19th of January today, Donald Trump's last full day as the President of the United States. In less than 24 hours from now, he will leave the White House and make way for the 46th U.S. President, Joe Biden, to take over. The preparations for the transition are on in full swing. We'll bring you up to speed with what's happening in Washington, and we'll start with these images. This is the capital of the United States of America. These pictures are a reminder of the difficult times America is living in. A field of flags has been set up at the U.S. National Mall. There are at least 200,000 of them. They're meant to represent Americans who will not be able to attend the inauguration. Presidential inaugurations, you see, have traditionally drawn hundreds of thousands of people. But thanks to the Wuhan virus and the security concerns, this year the ceremony has been scaled back. The inauguration will largely be a digital affair, but there will be no dearth of entertainment. Look at these images now. Singer Justin Timberlake rehearsing for the inauguration. He'll be performing along with a host of other top artists like Jon Bon Jovi, Demi Lovato, Jennifer Lopez and Lady Gaga. Meanwhile, the First Lady of America, Melania Trump, has delivered her farewell remarks. In a televised speech, she said that the last 4 years have been unforgettable. Well, they surely have been. Listen to this.
My fellow Americans, it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as First Lady of the United States. I have been inspired by incredible Americans across our country who lift up our communities through their kindness and courage, goodness and grace. The past 4 years have been unforgettable. As Donald and I conclude our time in the White House, I think of all of the people I have taken home in my heart and their incredible stories of love, patriotism, and determination.
Speaking of determination, some Trump supporters are still determined to overturn the election results. Look at these images now. They're from Richmond, Virginia. Heavily armed pro-Trump groups gathered around government buildings. They say they want to ensure that anti-inauguration demonstrations are held smoothly. They just don't want the police to mess with them.
Peacefully protest without any infringement from the police department. When we show up these things armed, they really don't mess with us. If we come out here unarmed, they've shown a history of doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Speaking of doing things one shouldn't be doing, on Monday, Donald Trump had announced that the travel ban on Europe and Brazil would be lifted. But Team Biden does not intend to lift the restrictions just yet. Look at this tweet by Jen Psaki, Joe Biden's press secretary. She has said that with the pandemic worsening and more contagious variants emerging around the world, this is not the time to lift restrictions. She has further added that the Biden administration will in fact strengthen public health measures around international travel. This back and forth only underlines how fractious the transition of power will be. Which brings us to Joe Biden's plan on immigration. It's in stark contrast from Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric and policies. The Biden administration is planning to unveil a sweeping immigration bill, a bill that will provide an 8-year path to citizenship for at least 11 million immigrants, 11 million people who are currently living in America without any legal status. Biden says that in 8 years, they will be declared American citizens. If successful, this legislation will be the biggest move towards granting legal status to immigrants in American history. Which brings us to another important question. How will history remember Donald Trump? Well, if approval ratings are anything to go by, President Trump will be remembered as the worst president in American history. I'm not saying this, opinion polls are. According to a recent poll conducted by Gallup, Trump's average approval rating throughout his presidency was 41%. 41. This is 4 points lower than any of his predecessors. Simply put, no American president has ever received such abysmally low approval ratings. Trump will leave office as the least positively evaluated president in American history. But he will certainly not leave office as the least entertaining. I'll leave you with this. is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.